Hello, my beautiful tribe. Welcome back to Creative Vibrations. This is an impromptu live um, asking for uh, prayers and positive thoughts and sending love out into the universe in hopes that it gets to Sydney, Australia, where our dear friend Nathan. I just received a message that he is back in the ICU. His family got a call early this morning that he would need another transfusion and was going into emergency surgery because he was bleeding again internally. So he is back in ICU. But he's a fighter, as he has shown all of us. And we just need to do exactly what we did the last time. And I'm going to I am going to play his art videos like we did the last time, because there's nobody in this world that spreads more positivity and joy than Nathan.
And then do the chain pull. G'day, my name's Nathan Lindsell, and welcome to episode number 42 of The Fine Art of Distraction. So, on today's episode, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different to what I'm normally used to doing. And the reason for that being is, well, on New Year's Eve, I was actually literally about to pour paint on quite a huge canvas, basically to launch a brand new series that I've got coming up. But I'm not going to tell you what that series is just yet. I'm actually going to save it for a little bit and launch it properly. Because today's episode is a bit of a special one for me. Because on New Year's Eve, as I was saying, literally just before paint hit the canvas, I got a phone call from my mum to say that my nana had passed away. And
hi, Christy.
When I got that phone call, I instantly dropped everything, jumped in the car, and went to go comfort my mum. And, well, when you get those phone calls, all the joy and happiness sort of gets sucked out of you, and you don't feel like doing what you'd planned on doing.
Hi, sweet cheese.
After talking to one of my good friends, Julie Eber from Art by Julie E., I was telling her about my nana and that she'd been suffering with dementia for quite a few years and was in a nursing home for even longer, like I think it was like 6 years or something like that. And, well, when I was telling Julie about Nana having dementia, she basically said, well, now that your Nana has passed, she's now looking over you as another one of your angels. But the best part about this one is she remembers who you are now. And I'm like, wow, I actually didn't even think of that.
Alicia,
now that Nana has passed, she's happy again. She's out of pain. and she remembers all of us.
Hey, beautiful.
So
Yeah, he's
the
certainly
idea
does.
for my painting that I'm doing today basically came from the conversation I was having with Julie. And I've decided to actually do some angel wings to honor my Nana. So this painting is dedicated to my Nana. But the angel wings that I'm going to be doing today isn't one where you pour it on a tilted canvas. I've actually decided to do a chain pull, where basically you've got the paint over the chain, and then you sort of pull the chain across the canvas, so then it leaves sort of streaks across the canvas. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Well, I've actually already done it. Now, normally with my paintings, I actually do the intro and then do the painting straight after. Well, today's a little bit different because this is actually the third intro that I'm actually doing, because actually I already did one painting, and I'll show it just here. I didn't like it, so I scraped it. The following day, I did another one. Here it is here. I didn't like that one either, so I scraped it. So that's two paintings in a row.
Hi, Corinne.
That
love you.
I didn't have my
love to your
overexcited joy and like happiness and like my doing my screaming and all that sort of stuff. And I had pretty much given up. And then Julie's I showed the photos to Julie, and Julie's like, "Oh, why don't you try doing this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I will." So not only did Julie give me sort of like a bit of encouragement to sort of not give up and keep going, but a lot of my other good friends also gave me motivation to keep going. There was Angie Mason, Darren and Bubbles, Andrea. You guys sort of like got behind me and was like my cheer squad. So guys, thank you so much for
we are
not letting me give up
right now.
I'll tell you what,
And he's gonna hear
I am
it
so happy with how it turned out. It's freaking awesome, you. So Nana, this painting is dedicated to you because I love you so much. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be doing a chain pull. And so now that I've told you what I'm going to be doing today, let's head over to the table. I'll show you what products I'm going to be using. And then, yeah, let's get going. Thanks, guys. Alrighty then. So here's all the products we're going to be using today. And as you can see, there's actually not a lot going on. I'm only using 3 different colors, which they're pigments from this little piggy, otherwise known as TLP. The colors that I'm using are all interference colors. And the colors are Ball Gown, Glisten, and Twinkle. Now, Ball Gown is actually an interference gold, which means on one angle it's cream, and on the other angle it's gold. Glisten in the middle there, on one angle it's cream, and on the other angle it's like a green sort of blue sort of tinge. And then on the end here we've got Twinkle, which on one angle it's cream, and on the other angle it's like a violet sort of purple color. All 3 of them have been mixed using the Shelley Art recipe, which is a combination of Torben's Easy Coat in neutral and also Jo Sonja Gloss Varnish. The ratio to mix that is 4:1. So that's 4 parts Torben's to 1 part Jo Sonja Gloss Varnish. But unfortunately, Torben's has taken this off the shelf, so this particular one is no longer existent. So if you're wanting to go buy that, you can't. The base coat that I'm actually going to be laying down, now with interference colors, they work really well on a dark surface. And normally when I use these, I'd like to use like black. But because it's an angel wing paw, I didn't really want to use black. So I've decided to use the darkest blue that I have, which is actually from Montmart, and it's actually phthalo blue. I basically mixed water in that to basically thin it down so it wasn't really thick on the canvas. And then I've got my blowtorch there just to get rid of any air bubbles that pop up. The main part of this actual pour today is actually the chains. You won't be able to do a chain pull without any chains. All right, guys, now that I've showed you what products I'm going to be using today, I'll clear off all of this and then, yeah, we'll get started. Thanks, guys.
Alrighty, so what I'm actually just doing here at the moment is I'm just sketching some angel wings on a piece of cardboard, which I then cut out and basically use as a guideline to run those first couple of chains on the canvas. Basically, by using this stencil, I was able to position the first couple of chains exactly where I was wanting on the canvas without sort of having to guess where I was putting them, because I was doing sort of like a mirror image of the angel wings,
Hey,
like
Bettina,
one
thank you so
on one
much.
side of the canvas and one on the other. Having this stencil definitely made life so much easier, because I definitely was able to position those first couple of chains on the canvas in the perfect spot. So if you're wanting to do a chain pull and you know that you're wanting the
Oh, I'm
chains
sorry to hear you
in
had
a
a bad day,
particular
buddy.
position, definitely take the time and draw a stencil, cut it out, and use it as a guideline. It definitely makes life so much easier when you've got that guideline to sort of help run those first couple of chains on the canvas.
Alrighty then, so we're back and we're ready for attempt number 3, and fingers crossed that I get it this time. But what I've actually decided to do is I'm going to leave the center bit of the wings out. I'm only just going to do the outer side. So I'll just put my template down and I'll tell you what I mean. So this center part here was really hard to do. Believe it or not, that's the harder part, and the wings itself is the easy part. So I've decided to basically just do that side and leave all of that out. So it'll be just like the sort of the wings like that. I think that'll look a lot better because every time I did the center bit, it just wasn't working how I planned. So that's the plan of attack for today, just doing the outside bits of the wings. And then I do have an idea to do in the center anyway, but I just want to see how this works first. So wish me luck, guys. Phew! Now, again, we're just going to give this a bit of a stir, just because it's been sitting overnight, and basically it's all the scrapings from what was on the canvas. So just got to give it a good stir first, and then always remember to strain it before you put it on the canvas, because you don't want any clumps landing on there, especially doing a chain pull, because you want everything to be nice and smooth. Alrighty, I think that's enough. So let's get going. So there is a little bit of a clumpy bit there, so thankfully I did put the strainer down first. And yes, it is the same blue that's going on. It's just that the one that's on there first was dry. Because it is quite a dark blue that I'm putting on. Okay, so because I'm only doing the outside of the wings, I don't need the smaller ones now. So I'm just using the bigger beads, or the longer beads, I should say. But like the first two attempts, let's start by putting the stencil down. You can see we didn't take away much paint at all. Okay, so for the outside part, we're going to do the drip and then pull the chain, whereas the other parts of the actual wing itself, we're going to drench the actual beads with the pigments and then do the chain pull. Alrighty. Just give it a shake. So I'm going to use a lot more gold on the outside one than what I'm going to do for the inside ones.
So, if you're wondering where I got inspiration to actually do these angel wings from, do yourself a favor and check out the artist by the name of AB Creative. She does some absolutely amazing work, and the angel wing that she done is absolutely beautiful. So, definitely do yourself a favor, go check out AB Creative. Okay, so I'll just take this opportunity to do a quick little voiceover just to fill you in on what's going on here. I'm basically laying down some paint, well, actually pigments, um, behind the actual chain. So once I actually have that whole chain filled, I can then pull the bottom of the chain across and over the actual pigments themselves, or paint, whatever you want to call it. And then basically it's going to leave like a trail of paint behind it, where as the actual chain pulls through it. So um, I do go over it again with the chains later on in the actual video, but yeah, you'll see when I do it. Enjoy, guys.
Alrighty, guys. Wish me luck on the first pull.
um, yeah, I got a message from Nathan's mom that they got a call around 6 o'clock in the morning that he needed another blood transfusion and was being taken into emergency surgery because he was bleeding again internally. So he is back in ICU now. And well, obviously due to the time difference, I just got the message just a little bit ago, so that's why I wanted to come on here and just do what we did the first time because it really helped. And hi, Louise. Good to see you. Thank you so much.
Looking good so far. You! And I just realized I forgot the big jug of water to put the chains in. So give me 2 seconds. It'll literally be 2 seconds for you guys because I'm going to cut out me going downstairs and getting the bottle. So give us 2 secs. Alrighty. What do you guys reckon so far? It's looking wicked cool.
Okay, guys, so what I'm actually doing here is I'm preloading the chains with some colors. Basically, the first couple of chains that I put down first, I put them down raw, and then I put paint behind it and dragged the chain through that paint, which then left a trail of lines from the beads. You'll notice here that I've got all of the chains on a tray and I'm putting the paint over the top of it. Basically, what that's actually doing is it's preloading the chain. So then all I have to do is basically pick up one of those chains, pop it on the canvas in the same direction of the outline, and then basically pull it back on itself and it'll leave a trail of paint behind it. This is a huge time saver for if you're going to be doing multiple chain pulls. If you're just doing a couple, what I did at the start is probably a good idea. But if you're going to be doing multiple chain pulls like I'm about to do, this is definitely a massive time saver. So, yeah, give it a go, guys. Anyway, enjoy.
All right, let's do this.
Thank you, Betty, for coming in. I appreciate it so much.
Go over the top of this.
Thank you. Take care.
Yes, I know it is different, but I actually like how that third pull came out.
Appreciate you too, Betty. Thanks. Love you guys.
Yeah, much better. Much better. I might just go over that one more time, I think.
Okay, I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. I've actually left these in real time, these first few chain pulls in real time, just so you can actually see how delicate you need to be while pulling on the chain. Because if you pull the chain too quickly, what's going to happen is the paint isn't going to get a good chance to actually stick to the canvas, and you won't get that nice trail of paint and pigments behind. So basically, when you're doing a chain pull, make sure you take your time while pulling it, and also make sure that you keep contact with the actual canvas itself. All right, guys, now that I've done a few in real time, I'll speed it up a little bit because otherwise you're going to be here for 2 hours. Well, that's how long it took me to do it, so, and I don't expect you to sit here for 2 hours. Okay, guys, enjoy the music.
I'm so much happier with how it looks with just the outside wings. I think the center bit was really throwing me off. And this looks wicked cool! Yahoo! Isn't it funny that I say wicked cool when they're angel wings? So I guess they're holy cool. Yoo! I am a little bit disappointed with this bit just here, but I really don't know how to compensate that bit. If any of you out there have done chain pulls before and you know how to finish off an edge, please hit me up in the comment section and please sort of let us know how to do it. I'd love to know. But I tell you what, I'm so happy with how these turned out. Yahoo! I'm doing the happy dance. I'm doing the happy dance. I'm doing the happy dance. You! And because these are interference colors, it sort of changes as you look at it from a different angle. So I'll spin it slowly on this so you can see the shift in the color. But what do you reckon? Yahoo! Yeah, so as I was saying, I have an idea what I want to do in the middle, but I need to let it dry first before I can actually go onto that stage. So at this stage, this is finished, and I'm absolutely so happy with how it looks. But yeah, so I'm just going to have to wait a couple of days before I can go on to the next stage. If when it dries, I decide that it looks fine how it is, I'm going to leave what I have planned because I don't want to ruin it. Because I reckon, knowing my luck, if I was to do what I was planning on sort of doing, I might ruin it. So it may change from what it is right here, or it will stay the same. I haven't decided yet. So I guess at this stage, I will say it's done. And I thank you all so much for joining me on this episode. This episode actually meant a lot to me because this is dedicated to my nana. And yeah, it was a very hard one to do. Not only was it a hard technique to do, it was actually hard because of the emotions that were going through me while I was doing it. So, yeah. So Nana, I know you're looking down on us, and I love you so much. And these are your angel wings. Alrighty, guys. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank you all so much for joining me on this episode. If you liked what you saw and you think I'm deserving of your thumbs up, please hit the like button and give us a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed and you feel like subscribing to my channel, please hit the subscribe button, then hit the little dark bell. That'll actually indicate when I actually upload new videos. And if you think any of your friends or family, or just random people, if you think any random people might like to see this, please share it on with them. I'd love to hear what they say about it as well. All right, guys, one more time. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. Again, I had a lot of fun, and it was a very emotional one for me. And this is the fine art of distraction.
I was thinking the same thing, Donna. Yeah. I'm sure she's with him. I'm sure she's with him and giving him strength. Okay. I'm finding a good one. They're all good. Well, good night, Louise. Thanks for coming in and for the prayers and everything. I appreciate it.
G'day. My name's Nathan Lindsell, and welcome to episode number 46
Hey, Josh.
of the Fine Art of Distraction.
I'm glad you popped
on
in.
today's episode, I'm actually part of
It's
another
good to see ya.
collaboration. It's the Fluid Art Express Valentine's Day special. Yee-hoo! Will you be my
Oh,
Valentine?
shoot. I don't have this showing. Oh, my God.
So when
Sorry,
I think of
guys.
Valentine's Day, I think of like hearts.
My
and
brain's
roses.
not working very well.
G'day. My name's Nathan Lindsell, and welcome to episode number 46 of the Fine Art of Distraction. So, on today's episode, I'm actually part of another collaboration. It's the Fluid Art Express Valentine's Day special. Yee-hoo! Will you be my Valentine? So when I think of Valentine's Day, I think of like hearts and roses and all that mushy stuff. And I thought, well, why not do a heart? So basically what I've actually done, I've carved out a 40 by 44 centimeter heart out of MDF timber. Yeah, of course, I went big. But I thought, hey, actually, that's still not big enough for me. So I've actually added something quite big to it. And I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet, because as soon as it gets to the
It's my pleasure,
video,
Donna.
and throughout the whole video, you will definitely, 100% definitely see what that extra bit is. Because it's actually bigger
Hey,
than the heart.
Sparkle. I love you.
All right, guys, we don't have much time to sort of waffle on here. So I just actually want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much to Darren, Kay, and also Christy for inviting me to play along with you guys in this Valentine's Day collaboration. It means the world to me that you guys actually invited me to come play with you guys. Make sure you do stick around and watch all the other artists in this collaboration because every single one of them is absolutely insanely awesome. All right, guys, now that I've told you what I'm going to be doing today, which is basically a 40 by 44 centimeter heart, doing a pour over the MDF timber, plus something extra. Let's head over to the table. I'll show you what products I'm going to be using, and then, yeah, let's get going. Thanks, guys. Alrighty then, so here's all the products we're going to be using today, and because I've only got a very small window of opportunity to tell you what products I'm going to be using, I'll quickly just name everything that's here, and then throughout the video I'll actually write on the screen what it is when I'm actually using it. Up the back here we've got some Aussie Floetrol, then we've also got Torben's Easy Coat in neutral. Next to that we've got Joe Sonia Gloss Varnish, then we've also got some Liquitex Gloss Heavy Gel, then Deco Art 24 Karat Gold. We've also got some Boom Gel products here, and the colors are Willy Wagtail Black, Flame Tree Red, Pearlescent Watermelon, Lily Pilly Pink, and Pandora Pink. Then we've also got some This Little Piggy products here, otherwise known as TLP. And the colors are Golden Peach, Afterglow, Supernova, Grenache, Sequins, Twinkle, and Groovy. This little tub just down the bottom here is actually sent to me by a very special friend of mine, Shannon Baxman. And the color actually is Platinum Rose, and it's actually a Prism Pour product. I've actually never used Prism Pour products before, so I'm excited to use it. So thank you so much, Shannon. Shannon's actually part of this collaboration. Her channel's called Shan B Fluid Art, so make sure you do check her out. Over here, we've actually got some grip, which you put in like drawers or shelving. And basically, I'm going to cut that up and swipe with it. I've swiped with it once before. I didn't really succeed with it. So I'm going to hopefully win with this one. So fingers crossed. Then I've also got my blowtorch up the back there to get rid of any air bubbles. Okay, guys, now that I've showed you what products I'm going to be using, let's clear off all of this. Then we'll get going. Thanks, guys.
Okay, guys, so I'm just doing a voiceover here because I had to speed this part up quite a lot. And here you'll actually see what I'm doing extra apart from the heart. That's right, I'm actually drawing Cupid right now. So basically, I drew Cupid on my iPad, like I sketched it on my iPad, then turned him into a silhouette. And then I thought, how am I going to make it bigger? I don't have a projector. So basically, I added a grid over the top of the sketch, and then basically put the grid on the MDF board. So this board is actually 1.20 m by 60 centimeters. So that's how big the actual Cupid is. So now that I've drawn it, I'm actually just going over it with a texter just to make it a little bit darker. So when I'm actually cutting it out with my router, I can actually see it a lot clearer. And here we are with the router. So basically, I had to do 3 passes with the router because the board itself is actually 18 mil thick. The router piece actually doesn't have a big sort of blade on it, so to speak. So basically, I had to do 3 passes to actually get through the whole board. And I think I did a pretty good job. What do you reckon? Okay, so in a second, I'll actually go around the actual whole outside just to make sure I've got all the pieces. But when I flipped it over, I noticed that the other side looked heaps better and smoother. So I used that side. Now I'm just actually putting a coating of primer on it, basically to protect the wood.
Alrighty, so we've got all our paints and pigments mixed and ready to rock and roll. And you'll notice that the boom gels here are actually already still in their actual bottles. Well, that's because they're actually ready to pour. I don't need to add any pouring medium at all to them. I basically just pour it straight out of the bottle and we're ready to rock. Now, how I've actually laid out all the paints and pigments is pretty much how I'm going to sort of do this pour. So on the heart itself, I'm going to use TLP's Grenache, Prism Pour Platinum Rose, and Deco Art 24 Karat Gold. And then I'm going to do a swipe over the top using TLP Sequence as my cell activator. The wing, basically, I'm going to use TLP Grenache as the base color. And then I'm going to do a chain pull using TLP Twinkle over the top of that, which I think that'll look pretty cool. And then for Cupid's body, basically, I'm going to do like a ribbon pour down his whole body. And basically, I'm going to layer the cup with TLP Groovy, then Boom Gel Flame Trees, Boom Gel Lily Pilly Pink, sorry. Then TLP Afterglow, then Boom Gel Pearlescent Watermelon, then TLP Supernova, Boom Gel Pandora Pink, and then finishing off with TLP Golden Peach. And with the Boom Gel Willy Wagtail, I'm just going to sort of add a little bit of that throughout the layered pour, just to give a bit of definition and sort of contrast to the actual colors. All right, guys, now that I've showed you that I've got the colors mixed and ready to rock, I'll clear off all of this. I'll put the base coat down, which is basically just going to be black house paint, so the colors like really pop. And then, yeah, we'll get going. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so at this point in time, my back was absolutely starting to kill me. And I did something a bit stupid here. I actually started to rush. And I really wish I didn't rush at this point because this was actually the most critical point doing these wings. I really wanted to do a really nice chain pull on these wings, but my back was absolutely killing me that I rushed it too much, and I'm not overly happy with how the actual wings turned out. They're okay, but I wish my back wasn't hurting as much because I could have taken my time with it. Um, but yeah, so that's my only downfall for this pour. I really wish that my back wasn't hurting as much as it was because I really, really, really wanted these wings to turn out a lot better than they did. They still look good, but they could have been better in my eyes. Anyway, thanks, guys.
Alrighty, guys, what do you reckon of this bad boy? Yahoo! This is well wicked. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Woohoo! Ha ha ha! Ah, this is sick. The heart didn't turn out how I actually was hoping, but I absolutely love it. Yahoo! Ha ha! This is sick! I'm so happy with how it turned out. Yahoo! I love the nose and the lips. That worked out perfectly. All right, so before we go on any further, what are we going to do? We got to wipe our bottom.
Wipe our bum.
Wipe the bottom. Actually, before I go on any further, I just noticed something.
Right.
Yahoo! This is well wicked! Yahoo! I'm doing happy dance. I'm doing the happy dance. I'm doing the happy dance. Oh, I'm doing the happy dance. Woo, 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 woo. This is well wicked. And look at these hands. Yee-hoo! You know I've done something good when my hands look like this. Yee-hoo! Ha-ha! Alrighty, guys, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you all so much for joining me on this episode. I'll tell you what, I had a ball on this. You! I also want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much to Darren, aka Wombat from Venom Fluid Arts, and also Christy from Creations by Christy, and also Bubbles from Venom Fluid Art for inviting me to be part of this collaboration. I love you guys so much, and I am absolutely thrilled that you think I'm good enough to join you on such an awesome collaboration. Alrighty, guys, make sure you stick around. Straight after me is actually Darren from Venom Fluid Arts, and I know whatever he's going to do is absolutely going to blow your mind. You! Also, guys, if you like what you saw here today and you think I'm deserving of a thumbs up, please hit the like button. Then, also, if you haven't yet subscribed and you feel like subscribing, hit the subscribe button. Then hit the little dark bell. That'll actually indicate when I upload new videos. And if you think any of your friends or family might like to see how I created this, please forward it on to them. I'd love for them to have a look. All right, guys, one more time. Thank you so much
Sounds
for joining me
good.
on this episode. Boy, I had a lot
Love
of fun.
you.
And this is the fine art of distraction.
That was another good one. Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to find the. They're all good. Mhm. I know. It is. It is. Let me see. Hmm.
The thing to do is actually G'day. My name's Nathan Lindsell, and welcome to episode number 8 of the Fine Art of Distraction. So, with today's episode, I'm going to be using the Lazy Susan that I made in the last episode. And I'll tell you what, I'm so excited to show you how it's actually used properly, because for so long I have wanted that leveling system on the Lazy Susan. And now that I have it, I have to show it and I have to use it. And I'm so excited that you guys are coming along for the journey with me as I basically unveil the leveling Lazy Susan. So the pour that I'm going to be doing today is a very similar pour that I did on the Artist Havens program called Artapalooza. Now, if you guys don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I was actually on Artapalooza, which is a live art program on YouTube where artists all around the world get a chance to do arts and crafts. I will link the details below for the channel. And if you're an artist out there and want a chance to get on Artapalooza, certainly give Tish a message, and I'm sure she'll welcome you with open arms, as she did with myself, and you will have the time of your life. And for those that haven't watched any of the Artapalooza programs, jump on and you'll have a laugh, because, oh my God, each episode that I watch, my cheeks and stomach are hurting so much because I'm laughing all the time. So it's definitely a lot of fun. So getting back to the pour that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be using a split cup. Now, this particular split cup actually has 5 different chambers in it. They do come in all different shapes and sizes. I mean, I've got some here. I've got a small, a medium, another medium. But yeah, but when I saw this whopper that had the handle on it, I was like, I gotta get me one of them. When I ordered it, the creator and designer of this particular one, his name is David from 3D Designs. He actually messaged me and said, I've got a favor for you, because I did tell him about my channel, The Fine Art of Distraction. And he actually sent me this. Now, you guys are probably wondering, what the hell is that? Well, it's actually a replica of the bottom of a plastic bottle. So if you've ever poured paint over the bottom of a plastic bottle, well, my mate David, he's actually done a 3D printing of it. But this particular one is a little bit better, because as you can see there, it has like a very small stand on it. So when it's on the canvas, the paint can actually go underneath, so you're not left with like a big round dry spot. It's only a very small dry spot, and as soon as you lift off this, the paint's just going to suck in back in together. So yeah, I'm very excited to give this a whirl. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be placing that in the center of the canvas, then going to be pouring the paint in a circular sort of motion over like that, but then also spinning the Lazy Susan ever so gently. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty cool. But the colors that I'm going to be doing I'm only using 2 colors. Even though there's 5 chambers, I'm only going to be doing 2 colors. Now, the reason I'm doing only 2 colors is, as a lot of you guys know, the reason behind me doing this channel, The Fine Art of Distraction. I'm doing this channel to distract myself from, 1, my chronic pain, but 2, also my mental health. Now, I was speaking to my friend Angie about this, and I said to her, when you're at your lowest low, what are the 2 colors that sort of represent how you're feeling? And she said, oh, red and black. Red for being angry and black for darkness. And I'm like, yeah, I totally understand that. My 2 colors are, yes, red, but then also like navy blue, like dark blue. Yeah, because when you're in that rut, yeah, you do feel a bit blue, and it's dark. So that's why I say dark blue, but then also red for anger, because I'm just like, when the F is this going to be over? Like, yeah. But anyway, so the reason why I'm only doing 2 colors is, so I'm wanting to try to create something that's, I guess, beautiful and pretty out of a negative situation. So whenever I am in my lowest of low and all that sort of jazz, I can then look at the painting and go, there's beauty at the end of that negative feeling. So I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. And if it works, I invite those that are suffering a little bit to maybe try doing what I'm just about to do, the 2 color pour, and try to create something beautiful out of negative. Another thing that I'm going to be showing you today is how to make this. So this is a 90 centimeter silicon mat. Now, silicon mats are very, very, very handy in the fluid art world. You can literally pour paint straight on these and then pour that off and have basically a skin of whatever paint sort of goes on the mat. Also, putting one of these on a Lazy Susan, it gives your canvas grip, so you can spin that Lazy Susan as hard as you can, and because your canvas is actually gripping onto the silicon mat, it ain't gonna go anywhere. So at the end of the pour that I do, I will basically show you how to make your own silicon mat. All right, guys, so now that I've explained what I'm going to be doing today, let's head over to the table and I'll show you all the products. Thanks, guys. Alrighty then. So here's all the products that we're going to be using today. And as you can see, there's not a great deal there. So the colors that we're going to be using are from TLP Pigments. The red color is called Maraschino, which I think this red is absolutely stunning. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. And the navy blue is called Nebula. Now the navy blue has a little bit of like a grey sort of tone to it, which I think fits in perfectly with the whole negative sort of feeling a bit grey. So yeah, so I think that colour works out perfect for it. The pigments themselves have been mixed with the Torben's Easy Coat and also the Jo Sonja Gloss Varnish. Now, this is the Shelley Art recipe, and again, I can't let you know the ratio of what I've mixed them to. I can tell you what I've mixed, but just not the ratio. So yeah, so both the Maraschino and the Nebula have the exact same pouring medium, which is made from Torben's Easy Coat and also the Jo Sonja Gloss Varnish. The base coat that I'm going to be using is actually from British Paints, and it's an exterior paint, and that's actually black. Now, you won't actually see any of the black. It's literally just using as a base, so then these two colors can actually slide over the top of it a lot easier. Okay. As I said in the intro, I will be using my split cup. So it's a 5-chamber split cup. And what I'm actually going to be doing, I'm going to have red on the outside, then blue, and then in the center, I'm going to go red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue until it's sort of filled. Okay. Then I'm going to be pouring over the top of this, which is a replica of the bottom of a plastic bottle. So then that, as I'm pouring over that, the paint will sort of go down each of these little divots and sort of create a bit of a pattern. I've got my torch here, basically to get rid of any of the air bubbles, but then I've also got the skewer to sort of.
Oh, good. Yay, I'm glad you got to go in and see him. How's he doing?
My spatula to basically spread the black paint. And then I've got my little palette knife here to basically do any sort of manipulations and sort of patterns within the paint itself. When I was talking earlier about David from 3D Designs, not only did he send me this to try and do a bit of a promo for him, he also sent me this little keyring. How cool is that keyring? It's the smallest split cup ever. You. Also, guys, today being the 24th of April, it's actually my birthday. So I turned 41 today. So yay, happy birthday to me. Woo, 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 woo. All right, guys, now that I've gone through all the products and all that sort of jazz, we'll head back over the table, get the Lazy Susan out and start spinning. Thanks, guys. Alrighty then. So before we get started, as you can see here, I've got the spirit level on the canvas ready to make sure it's level. And as you can see, it's not level. So now that my Lazy Susan actually has a leveling system installed on it, I can actually basically just lift it up a little bit just so I can get to the foot and then adjust the leg accordingly. A little bit more, just a fraction more. And there we go. Smack bang in the middle. You. And now that we've got it level this way, we'll just make sure it's level the other way. And there we go. Pew, pew, pew. Alrighty then. So we're just going to fill up the split cup, and remember we're going to go red on the outside, then blue, then red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, depending on how many times we've got to fill up that center. Alrighty. So let's go blues first.
That's such good news. That's such good news. Thank you, Corinne.
So it might look like there's actually more red than there is blue. There's actually the exact same amount. It's just that this chamber here in the middle is the biggest chamber. Then these two are the next biggest. And then these on the outside are the smallest. So yes, it looks like there's a lot more red in there. But volume-wise, there's actually the same amount of all colors. So yes, alrighty. So now what I'll just do, I'll you can have a look in there. So now I'll just put a flood coat of black all over here. And remember, you won't actually see the black because these colors will go over the top, and I'm just using the black paint just for it to slide
Thank you,
on.
Corinne.
Alrighty.
I appreciate it so much. I'm so happy to hear that the surgery was a success and he's communicating, and it's just a little setback. I love to watch him soar. Yeah, amen. Amen. Hi, Serge. Good to see you.
Alrighty. So if I didn't just clean that up, I would have wasted, what's that? Almost 175 mils of black paint. So that's another benefit of using a silicon mat. You can clean up your excess along the way and not waste any. So there you go. Alrighty then. So now what we're going to do, we're going to find the center of the hexagon to place this smack bang in the center. And the easiest way to do that is if you get a piece of string and you simply go where the corners are. And there we go. Now we can place this bad boy right in the center.
You should, Serge. Good morning, Connie. How are you?
And now we can pour this over there.
Good to see you.
I'm gonna slowly spin the Lazy Susan as I'm pouring it on there.
Yeah, you should definitely try it, Serge.
Now I'm just going to let that sit there for a second, let all the excess paint slide off there. Now I had a feeling that it'd have something like that in the center, so that's why I've got my palette knife, and I just want to.
Hey, Doof. It is. It is. I'm so glad to hear that he's out of surgery and doing well. And I don't really care for tea, so I don't even drink it. But I certainly wouldn't put salt in it. I don't know where. I don't know what part of America is doing that, but yeah, that's wrong.
And that's all the manipulating I'm going to do. All right.
Still active. Still active.
Now I'll just get my torch and torch any of the air bubbles.
Thank you, Donna, for being here. I love you. Get some rest. I'm probably I'll have to see. If I have a lot of people watching, then I'm not going to end it. But I may end it around.
Okay, so now when I spin
maybe
this, the kinetic energy is going to sort of allow the paint to sort of spread out all evenly. Okay.
Right,
now,
salt and tea.
As you can see here, that paint hasn't budged at all. That's because the Lazy Susan is level. Yoo-hoo! But I'm just going to let it sit just for a couple more minutes. Just let any more of the air bubbles actually come through. And then after a couple of minutes, then I'll give it a spin. And as I said, the kinetic energy will actually make the paint sort of spread out all evenly.
Love you too, Donna.
Okay, so it's been a couple of minutes, and now we'll give it a
good night,
spin.
honey. Thanks, you guys, for hopping in the chat and for the prayers and for being here for Nathan. And that's what I think. I think my ghost here is probably one of my family members that's passed on, just watching over me. So I'm grateful for that. I love you too, Christy. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Just a couple weeks ago, he got really sick really fast and ended up going septic. So it was really serious, and he was in the hospital in ICU, and he's had several procedures and surgeries. They found ulcers in his stomach that were bleeding, and so he has been in a huge fight. So I just appreciate everybody coming in, watching his art, just putting good vibes out in the world, and love and support. It worked the first time, and it seems like it's working this time. So it's the power of love and light. It does exist, and it can. It can cause miracles.
I'm so happy with that. That looks sick. You. Might just take you down for a bit of a close-up.
No, my goodness. I'm sorry to hear that, Serge. I'm glad you are okay. That sepsis is quite serious. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with you.
Look at those lines. That looks so cool.
Yeah, because, we are family on here. Really. Even though, we haven't met one another. Hey, Bubbles. How you doing, Kayleen? Love you too. We got some good news from Corinne.
So
She was
cool.
just in to visit him, and he's communicating, and he said even though he had a setback, he still feels better than when he first went in the hospital. So that's wonderful news. Wonderful news. Yes, they do, Serge. You're right.
Alrighty, so what we might just do, we might just clean up
Thank
the,
you, Kayleen.
the
I'm
excess
hugging
a
you
little
right
bit.
back. That's very true, Christy. That's very true.
All the excess.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. His mom and his sister have just been wonderful as far as keeping me updated so that I can let everybody know. And they're a beautiful family. They really are.
Alrighty, guys. How does that look? That looks so good. I'm so happy with it. Ah,
Yeah, that's true.
it's actually making me smile a lot because I chose two colors that, to me, represents my dark place. And I don't know about you guys, but I actually really do think this is quite pretty and quite beautiful. So, if you're out there and you happen to be suffering from mental illness, do what I've just done. Choose two colors that you think represents your dark place for yourself. I mean, it could be any color, but just choose two colors. Just two. Oh, look at these hands. You. Yeah. Choose two colors. And even if you don't have a split cup, you can actually just layer those colors one after the other, just in a normal cup, and then just simply pour it out.
Absolutely.
And I
Absolutely,
guarantee
Kayleen.
you will get something just as beautiful as this. So, yeah, I'm actually smiling a lot, guys, because this has actually put me in a really good mood.
Absolutely, Corinne.
And what's more, my lazy Susan worked perfectly. Yee-hoo! Alrighty then. Now, as you can see here, we've got two bottles of liquid silicon rubber from a company called Sealcrete. It's a very, very easy formula. It's 50% of part A and 50% of part B. So easy, can't get it wrong. So when doing a silicon mat or even a resin pour, the most important thing in doing the pour is to make sure that your surface is actually level. And I've got a board here, which is exactly the same sort of concept as the Lazy Susan, where basically, if you look down there and over the other side, I've got the wind up feet. So I've already gone ahead and made sure that that was level. I probably just ruined it by moving by moving it now, but as you can see, it is dead straight. So having the bubble right in the center means that my surface is flat. Also, doing it this way, boom, it's smack bang in the center. That's because I've got the leveling feet underneath, and I can actually raise any side. Exactly the same concept as what I did with my Lazy Susan. So, and this is actually where I got the idea from. So,
Okay, Kayleen, thanks so much for
okay, so
popping
now we've
in.
got
I really
the coffee
appreciate it.
table
I love you
top
guys so much.
on the board,
I
and
really do.
as you can see here, we've got the spirit level in the middle, and
I love our family.
we're level this way, and we're level.
Oh yeah, Kai, that'd be good too.
So now that we know that we're level,
Love
now
you
we can
too,
actually
doll.
start prepping the board. Now you'll already notice that I've already taped around the side. That was just literally just to save a little bit of time. So now what we're going to do, we're going to get some Vaseline and wipe it over the entire surface, and also the inside edges of the masking tape. Now these are just little gouges of paint that's come out. That's okay because we can actually rub some Vaseline into that, so then it's nice and there's no divots in there. It's nice and level for that. All right, so let me get the Vaseline and I'll start applying it onto the board. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Just give it a bit of a spray first, just to clean off any dust that's sort of settled.
Oh, thank you, Serge. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you. Take care.
All around.
Never too late for Nathan. I mean, this just blows my mind. I mean, not only does he make beautiful art, but he makes his own friggin' silicone mats. I mean, come on. And the Lazy Susan. He is. I am a firm believer that he could do anything. He could make anything beautiful. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Indeed, Lucia, indeed.
Alrighty then. So now that we've got the Vaseline over the whole surface and also including the inside of the masking tape, we're actually ready to mix the silicone and then pour it straight on. So give me 2 seconds, guys, and I'll get that ready and start stirring it, and then we can go. Alrighty then. So with the Silcrete liquid silicone rubber being a 50-50 mix, it's quite easy to mix up, and as you can see here, they're exactly the same amount in there. So I can literally just pour it straight in like that. So and I'm actually using all of it, so I might as well just pour it in there together at the same time. So because by pouring it in at the same time, it's going to be sort of mixing it as well. So here we go. Okay, so now what we got to do, we're going to mix up both part A and part B. So you're going to mix it for at least 5 minutes. So it's a long process. Alrighty then. So most of the big bubbles have been popped now, and now we can actually start to pour, because the little bubbles are just sort of surface bubbles, and they'll actually pop as this is setting and curing. So we can actually start pouring now. Another good thing to do is actually pour from about 30 centimeters off the surface. So then that's another way to sort of pop some bubbles. And with this, you want to pour it in the exact same spot the whole way. Okay, so now all that we do now is just spread it out a bit. Okay, so because we can't actually hit this with the torch, we've got to go through and manually pop all the bubbles. So even though most of these bubbles will pop on their own, it's always a good idea to make sure you pop as many as you can first, so then you know you're safe. Alrighty, I've got about 90% of the bubbles, so I think I'll just let that sort of go for overnight. So tomorrow morning I'll come back and check on it, and I'll be able to peel it away. Anyway, thanks guys, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. You. Alrighty then. So it's the next morning, and I can feel that it's set, so it's ready to be demolded, I guess. All right. So first of all, what we do, we just basically take away the masking tape. So we'll just alrighty. And see, by me putting the
Yeah,
Vaseline on the
I
tape,
probably will.
basically makes it so it doesn't stick to the tape.
I'm a little
Put
tired.
the Vaseline on that tape, there's no way that I'd be able to pull it away that easy. Okay. That's go in the bin. Okay, so now it's time to peel back.
Wow.
And as you can see there, it's a perfect silicone mat. So, what I'll do just before I pop it down on there, I'll just spray this with isopropyl alcohol so I can get rid of the Vaseline that's on here, because I'm going to put the mat back on top.
I know, right?
Alrighty then. So there we have it. A 90 centimeter silicon mat. There. So yeah, so um, it took 1.4 liters of the Silkrete liquid silicon rubber to make this 90 centimeter silicon mat, and it's about, I'd say it's about half a centimeter thick. Maybe more, maybe 4 mils, 4 mil thick. So yeah, so 1.4 liters was enough to do the whole 90 centimeter diameter. Obviously, if you wanted it a little bit thicker, you'd probably want to use 2 liters, because that's 1 liter there and that's another liter, so that makes 2 liters. So so the company that I got it from was Silkrete. I'm not too sure if they distribute worldwide, but I'll link their website in the description for anyone else that wants to try to make their own silicon mat. I like to make my own silicon mat because it is cheaper, but much, much, much cheaper to go this way, to buy the silicon rubber, the liquid silicon rubber, and then make your own mats. And the beauty of making your own, you can make it to the exact same size as either your Lazy Susan, or you can even do like a square one. All you got to do is just basically put tape around whatever surface you're wanting to sort of make, whether it be round, square, or oblong, or some people use rectangle, oblong, whatever. I like the old school word oblong because I just like the word. But yeah, so yeah, you can do any shape you want. I mean, you can even do a hexagon, a star, as long as you've got that flat surface, that nice level, flat, smooth surface, and then you tape off all the edges. The silicon will basically
Okay,
shape
Lucia.
to
Love ya.
whatever
Thanks
shape
for
you
stopping in.
tape out.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So I love this stuff because yeah, you can basically do anything. You can even like if you had something that you wanted to make a mold of, basically, and which I will be doing in a future episode. I plan to make a replica crystal Mars vase. So yeah, that's coming up later. Yeah, I will be trying to replicate a crystal vase. Alrighty, so that's that. Thank you. Alrighty then. So we're just come down for the dry result, and as you can see, it's nice and dry now. And oh my god, just look at all those lines. Doesn't that just look absolutely amazing? So I was so right in sort of saying choose 2 colors that represent your dark and sort of depressed moments. Choose those 2 colors and just pour with those 2 colors, and look what sort of beauty you can create. I'm so glad that I actually did this. Now I'm just noticing that there's a bit of a in the middle just here, there's a bit of a raised bit where the paint didn't sort of spin out properly. But that's okay because I'm actually going to resin this. And so I'm hoping that when I resin it, it will actually sort of cover that up. And when I had this on in my greenhouse where I dry all my paints, it mustn't have been level because as you can see here, all the paint started to run off. But I actually don't mind that. It sort of gives it a bit of character. But yeah, I mean, this is my favorite bit just here. I love that. Just woo. Wow. I'm so happy with this, guys. So yeah, so if you are suffering from a little bit of mental health or just not having a good day, I would definitely suggest that you choose 2 colors that sort of represent your dark moments and give this a go. Pour with just 2 colors and see what beauty that you can actually create.
Okay. That's wonderful. Thank you, Corinne. Thank you so much.
Well, I'd like to thank you for joining me on this episode. It actually has been
thank you for
uplifting
keeping us up to date
because this really did make me smile. And I'm so glad I get
means
to share
so
it
much.
with all you guys. So
love you, love Kathy.
If you like what you see,
love to the entire family. Most definitely love to Nathan.
If you haven't already subscribed, I'd really love it if you would subscribe and hit the little bell, and that'll notify you when all my new videos get released. I'm actually going to start releasing my videos now every week instead of every fortnight. So yeah, so you will see more of me. You. All right, guys. Well, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for joining me on this episode. And this is The Fine Art of Distraction.
Okay, so I forgot about that one where he made the silicone mat. That's just amazing to me. Oh, well, I just lost an area. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Anyway, just hit 2 hours. We got some great news from Corinne, and that he's out of surgery. The emergency surgery was a success, and he is communicating, and he even said that even though he had a setback, that he feels better than he did when he first went in the hospital. So that's good news. That's very good news. So thank you all. Thank you, Nathan, for just being you, and for being such a good friend to me and to so many others in our community. You are so loved. And I just want to say thank you, Nathan, for being such a dear friend. And for never giving up on me, even when I gave up on myself. That means more than you know. Friendship means everything to me. So thank you, everybody. Please keep the prayers and the love and the positive vibes going to Nathan over near Sydney, Australia. It does help. So thank you, everybody, for being here. And I will update everybody as soon as I hear something new. Love and light to you and yours, and in art, and especially in life. Make sure to keep pouring until you're sworn. Don't settle for anything less. Love you too, Christy. Good night, everybody.